heart's quest for fame, fortune, and acquittal in Fred Ebb's and John Cander's hit musical, Chicago. Jazzy hands. See, I took the gun officer and I shot him.
I see. And your wife, Roxy Hart, was in no way involved. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, a man's got a right to protect his home and his loved ones, am I right? Good thing I got home from work on time, I'm telling ya. I see him climbing through the window with my Roxanne sleeping there like an angel.
Cod says Fred Casely. Know the guy?
Fred Casely? Well, yeah, my wife knows him. He sold us our furniture. She lied to me.
You mean he was dead when you got home?
Yeah, she told me that cock and bull story about this burglar and how I ought to say I did it because I was sure to get off. You double-crosser! You said you stick. All right, Copper, you want to know what really happened to Fred? I shot him. Put that down in your book, Palsy. And you want to know why? He was trying to walk out on me. Hacha! And now, the merry murderesses of Cook County Jail in their rendition of the Cell Block Tango. He had it coming, he had it coming, he only had himself to blame. If you had been there, if you had seen it, I'll bet you would have done the same. Liz here. You know how some people have those annoying habits that really bring you down? Like Bernie. Bernie liked to chew his gum. No, not chew. Pop! So I said to him, I said, Bernie, you pop that gum one more time. And he did. So I fired 2 warning shots. Into his head. He had it coming. He had it coming. He only had himself to blame. June here. So I'm standing in the kitchen, carving up a chicken for dinner, minding my own business, when in storms my husband Wilbur in a jealous rage. You've been screwing the milkman, he says. And then he ran into my knife. He ran into my knife 10 times. I'll bet you would have done the same. Mona here. Now, I loved Alan. He was real sensitive, artistic, a painter. But he was troubled, always trying to find himself. He'd go out every night looking for himself, and on the way, he found Ruth, Gladys, Rosemary, and Irving. I guess you can say we broke up because of artistic differences. He saw himself as alive, and I saw him dead. I'll bet you would have done the same. Here's your cell, dearie. Can I ask you something? The district attorney said what I did was a hanging case. I sure would appreciate some advice. Relax. In this town, murder is a form of entertainment. And besides, Cook County ain't never hung a woman in 47 years. Well, there's always a first. So tell me, Roxy, what do you plan on using for grounds? What are you going to tell the jury? Well, is being drunk grounds? Well, just ask your lawyer. I ain't got a lawyer. I'd call Mr. Billy Flynn, best criminal lawyer in all of Chicago. Hacha! Now look, Hot, I don't mean to blow my own horn here, but believe me, if Jesus Christ had lived in Chicago today and had me for a lawyer, things would have turned out differently. So, here's what I'm gonna do. By tomorrow, I'll have your name on every front page of the newspaper. And then I'll say that we're gonna hold an auction to, raise money for your defense. They'll buy anything that you've ever touched. Shoes, dresses, underwear. Now, the story is you both reached for the gun. We both reached for the gun, and you'd give anything to bring him back. I'd give anything to bring him back. You want to know something, Mr. Flynn? I've always wanted to have my name in the paper, have my own act, and with all this publicity, still get that. Hacha! Come in, gentlemen of the press. Roxy Hart will be glad to answer all your questions. And afterwards, I'll even give you a little interview myself. This is Roxy Hart. Roxy! Oh, can I get some help over here? She's fainted. Oh, don't worry about me. It's just that I'm gonna have a baby. Yeah, a baby. Hacha! Now, I got your hubby Amos to file for divorce. So, what does this mean? That means that I can get him to admit that he still loves you. And that you still love him, of course. So now the jury will be falling all over themselves to play Cupid to bring you guys back together. Smart, huh? And another thing. When he's on the stand, I want you to be knitting. Get this. A baby garment. I don't even know how to knit. Well, then learn. Listen, I am so tired of everyone treating me like I'm just some dumb common criminal. But you are some dumb common criminal. Now, are we clear about what you're going to do on the stand? Yeah, I've been up all night practicing. Hacha!
Order. The state of Illinois versus Roxy Hart for the murder of Fred Casely.
Roxy, the state has accused you of murdering Fred Casely. Are you guilty or not guilty? Oh, not guilty. I killed him, yes, but I am not a criminal. So, tell the jury in your own way the happenings of that night. Well, it was after midnight at about 2, and I stopped at the all-night grocery store to pick up some baking powder to, make cupcakes for my Amos. Oh, Amos just loves my cupcakes. Anyways, well, I went home right straight after, and the doorbell rang.
And who was it?
It was Fred Casely.
And what did you say to him?
I told him to go away.
Now, can you please tell the jury why you said that?
Well, it's because I had seen the errors of my ways. So I tried to close the door on him, but he forced his way in. So I ran into my bedroom, but he followed me. And I told him, please, Fred, nothing good will come of this. Besides, Amos and me are going to have a baby.
And what did he say to that, Roxy?
He said, I'll kill you before I see you have another man's child. He threw off my kimono and threw me across the room. But Mr. Hart's revolver was laying there right between us. And then we both reached for the gun, but I got it first. So I closed my eyes and I shot him.
In defense of your life, right?
And not just mine, to save my husband's unborn child. Hacha! Members of the jury, have you reached a verdict? We have, Your Honor. We find the defendant. Guys, Your Honor, come quick. You need to see what's happening outside. There was this divorce action between this babe and her husband, and then he shot his mom and the defense attorney. Oh my God, it's awful. There's blood all over the walls, but oh, what a story. Wait, hey, I'm Roxy Hart. Don't you guys want my picture? What the hell just happened? You were found not guilty. That's what happened. But what about all the reporters? The publicity? I was counting on that. Jeez, your gratitude is overwhelming. But forget it. I was only in it for the money anyways. Yeah, you wind up with $5,000 and I wind up with nothing. You're a free woman, Roxy Hart. Be grateful. And God save Illinois. Hacha. Roxy. Jesus, what do you want, Amos? I want you to come home. I'll still love you. And the baby. Jesus, what do you take me for? There ain't ain't no baby.
There ain't no baby.
That's right. They didn't even want my picture. I can't believe they didn't even want my picture. It's almost enough to make you lose your faith in America. So now I'm no one's wife, but oh, I love my life and all that jazz.